Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a different type of video than I normally do. I usually just stick with makeup, but today I'm going to actually be telling you my story of me struggling with back pain. I'm going to be telling you like when it started and things I've done to try to help it and what works and what worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. So yeah, if that is something that you are interested in watching, then please go ahead and keep on watching. But if this is something that you're not interested, I totally understand. I know I usually do more makeup videos, but I don't know, I felt the need to do this, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But if you're not into it, that's okay. The next video I post will be a makeup video. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get right on into this. Alright, so just kind of a disclaimer, I'm not an expert or anything about, back pain or anything. I'm just going to be telling you my experience with it and what I've gone through and what has worked for me and everything like that. But yeah, I guess just go ahead and start from the beginning, like how long ago it started, I guess. So when I first started noticing it was probably about 5 years ago. So around when I was 18 or 19, I started experiencing pretty bad discomfort in like my hip area, and I just kind of ignored it, which you shouldn't ever ignore, like if you're having discomfort or pain or anything, you probably should just go ahead and get it checked out. Don't ignore it, because when you ignore it, it probably gets worse things, which probably in my case it did. Anyway, so after I got married and everything, I expressed to my husband that I was having, back pain and stuff, and he suggested that we go and see a chiropractor, which we went and did. So I went to a chiropractor. She went ahead and adjusted me, and she said that I needed to be coming in, every once a month or so, just to make sure that everything's still in line. And at first my hips started feeling better immediately, which I think my hips were out, and that fixed that problem. But then after a while, I started noticing that up in my shoulder area was really the part that was really affecting me the most. It was constantly hurting. It felt like it was inflamed. And I would go in every month and I would get adjusted, and she noticed some spots on my shoulder area that she just couldn't adjust. They just weren't moving. And this chiropractor, she was really good about if something wasn't moving, she didn't force it to move, because that can hurt you. So she would just be like, I just can't get the spot to move. She's like, let's go ahead and get you some x-rays done. And we went and did that. We got x-rays done, and then we brought them to her. She took a look at them, and she said, first off, she said, you do have a slight scoliosis, she said, but it's not that bad, and it shouldn't really be affecting you in any way. But then she noticed, up on my, the top of my spine area, she's like, you don't have any spacing between it. And what she's like can cause you a lot of problems. She said usually on your spine you have a gap. I don't know the actual terms for the stuff or anything, but you usually have a cushion between it so that when your spine compresses, you have flexibility or whatever there. But for me, my bone is on bone basically. So she told me that the only way to really fix that is if I got surgery, and she said I could go that route, but I decided not to, just because, I don't know, I don't like surgery, and she said I could live with it. She said I just have to be more careful, she said I can't fall down on my booty a lot, because then that would cause my spine to hit each other, or I can't lift things up above my head, heavy stuff, because that could put weight on my spine, and it would cause it to rub. So she said that right there can be causing a lot of irritation. But anyways, I kept going to the chiropractor, every month, and it wasn't enough. I would feel better for a week, and then I would start having flare-ups again, which then just kind of led me to believe that it wasn't anything to do with my back being out of line, that it was the muscles. So I started going and getting massages once a week. I would go and get a massage, a deep massage, and that helped a lot, but it wasn't fixing the problem. I don't know, I just kept doing that because I didn't know of anything else to do. I kept going to the chiropractor, which it wasn't anything the chiropractor was doing. Let me just say that. The chiropractor was doing her job, and I believe that everything was correct. It's just she, worked on keeping things in line, which, like I said, it had nothing to do with her. Anyways, so I'm just going to talk about how my back pain actually started affecting me. Some people probably will think, well, back pain's not that bad. You could just take something for it, which I was taking ibuprofen for it and it did help, but it got so bad that it wasn't helping anymore. Like I was having constant headaches, just constant headaches. I would just go every day. I'd be waking up with a headache. It also started affecting my sleep. I wasn't sleeping well. My muscles and stuff, my back was just so inflamed that it kept me up a lot during the night. So that was a problem right there. And then I started gaining weight, which is a big problem too. I think it was just because I was in so much pain and it was starting to stress me out and stuff. And so I just started packing on the pounds. And it also affected my moods a lot, unfortunately. I started getting pretty snappy and stuff because I was constantly in pain. And I know that's not really an excuse, but it was affecting my moods. So that's just some of the ways that it was starting to affect me. Now I'm going to kind of touch on what I think kind of caused all this. And I'm really not going to get too much into it, but growing up, my home environment was not very good. It was very stressful, and I was in had a lot of tension in my life, like when I was younger. So I think that had a lot to do with why my back started hurting a lot, because I was so tight all the time. And so I think it started affecting my muscles, which predominantly what is the cause of my back pain, my muscles. It's not anything to do with my actual structure, like things being out of place. It's my actual muscles. So during the time phase when I was going and getting massages and stuff and going to the chiropractor, my sister-in-law actually told me about a guy. She told me about a person that she had been seeing because she was struggling with back pain too from a previous injury, I believe. I'm not really for sure on her story, but she was telling my husband and I about this guy that she'd been seeing and how he had really been helping her. And at this point, I was like the very end of my straw. I mean, I was ready to try anything. I was ready to try acupuncture or anything to try to relieve the pain that I was in. So she gave us his information and she was talking about it, and we're like, well, what is he? Is it a chiropractor? She's like, he's a rolfer. And if you're like me, I was like, a what? What's a rolfer? And how she explained it to me is it's basically if a masseuse, like a massage person, and a chiropractor, if they had a baby, this is what the baby would be, and it's a rolfer. So basically what a rolfer is, I know that word's so funny, but it's just what they're called. So basically what they are is they're specialists. They're not like an actual doctor or anything, but I think they're certified. I'm not really for sure the actual definition of them or anything like that, but from what I understand, they're people that specialize, I think, in the muscles or the soft tissue area. They help it get back to where it should be. If again, I'm not that knowledgeable about this stuff, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what from what I know. So we went ahead and we got the information from her, and we went ahead and set up an appointment. We went and we kind of had I guess the first appointment was kind of more we kind of sat down with him and just talked to him about what I was experiencing, what was wrong, and he had me stand up and stuff and turn around, and he could just kind of overlooked how my posture was and what he was just seeing, what was the problem. So then he started us on a 12-week, but it ended up being a little over 12-week because my condition was so bad. But he had this program where we come every week for a while there, and he would do work on different parts of my body. Now, me thinking okay, my back's the problem, so you should be working on my back. No, he worked on all sorts of my arms, my legs, even my feet and stuff. He was just working everywhere on my body because he was just trying to get my whole body back to the way it should be. So we did that program, and then it cut back to I come and see him now about once a month. But during that whole program thing that he was doing on me, I did start noticing immediately results. Because at first I was kind of iffy, because the first couple of weeks I was I don't even know if this is really helping. It still hurts. But we stuck with the program, and I did start seeing differences. I could stand up a lot straighter. My posture has always been really bad. And my husband started noticing the results pretty quickly. He's like, yeah, you're really standing up a lot straighter now. And he said you even have more color to your face. But yeah, during that time of the program, I stopped having headaches as much. I almost didn't have headaches at all anymore. And I was starting to sleep better. I could sleep throughout the whole night. And yeah, so I just started seeing immediate results. And so I still go and see him about once every month, and my back pain is almost completely gone. I still have days that if I get really stressed or something, my muscles do tense back up, but that's just from me. Like, I need to work on not getting stressed as much. But yeah, from what he does, it's been, I'm so glad we went ahead and did the appointment with him, because I don't know where I would be right now if I didn't. I'd probably be really, really miserable. From what he says, that my hips and my hip area, I twist a lot, and it's probably from one of the muscles down in that area it gets tight, and it causes me to twist, and because it causes me to twist, it causes my back to like turn or stuff, and that just causes all these problems. So a lot of the times when I go and see him, he has to work in my leg area, like my stomach area and my leg area is where I had a majority of the problems. And I mean, it hasn't completely fixed my back problems, but it's, like I said, it's a lot better than what it was. And a lot of times, like I said, I think it's just a lot of stress. I have a lot of stress still in my life right now, and I'm working on getting rid of a lot of that stress, but until I do that, I'm still gonna have flare-ups. So Rolfer's been helping a lot. I've also been doing more yoga. I haven't been consistent about it recently, but I did start doing yoga, and that was also helping a lot because I was stretching my muscles out too. And like I said, my problem lies within my muscles. They get too tight, so I have to, keep them stretched out. But another thing about Rolfing is, you would think that it would probably be more like a massage, but it can be pretty painful sometimes. Maybe I'm just a wimp, I don't know. But, sometimes it can hurt, and I feel crappy after I leave my appointment, but like the next couple of days after my muscles kind of relax or whatever from the deep massage it does feel a lot better. So yeah, right now, as an update, right now I feel fine. My back pain doesn't hurt, my back doesn't hurt at all right now. But yeah, the only downfall to going to a Rolfer, I would say, is they are a bit pricey. Unfortunately, I don't think the medical field really recognizes them as people that actually help or whatever, so insurances don't cover them, unfortunately, so you do have to pay out of pocket. At least the ones here where I live, you have to pay out of pocket. But honestly, for me personally, it was worth the money just because, I'm not in pain anymore, and I don't think you should ever have to be in pain. Being in pain is not a good thing, and it's not good for you health-wise. So really, honestly, the money was worth it because I'm not in pain anymore, and my life is much better now that I'm not. So now that I've been going to the Rolfer, like I said, my headaches stopped. My headaches have stopped. The only time I get a headache is if I get stressed and I have a flare-up. Then sometimes that can cause a headache. I'm sleeping a lot better. My posture is a lot better. My mood swings are almost gone completely. Because I'm not in pain anymore, I don't get snappy or anything. Oh, and I've lost weight. I've lost a lot of weight. The weight that I gained from the time when I was in pain a lot, I've lost a lot of it, which was great because that wasn't helping anything with me feeling like I had gained so much weight. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. So yeah, that is basically my journey with back pain. And I know I just kind of quickly went through it all. I didn't want this video to be too long, but I just wanted to give you the information of basically the story of my journey with my struggle with back pain, like what has worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. But if you want to ask me anything, if there's some questions or things that I didn't really elaborate on, you can ask me in the comments down below, and I will for sure answer you. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a bit of a different video, and I don't know, I just felt the need to kind of share it with you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. But other than that, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!